Hello, I had to do two at once. I had to. It was a vibe. Hi. Welcome to the live stream of book release day. Yay!
Ooh, this is so exciting.
And also, we have Violet.
I know, I've come out of my hiatus because this is so exciting.
Which, you know. I'm like, wait, how do I do this again? Yeah. Let's say hi to the chat, I guess. Thanks, Stieg. Stieg is here. Hi. Of course, Stieg is not actually here, but we're gonna be doing this for a while today. I've decided because I'm psychotic. It's fine. I wouldn't worry about it. We have Mars here. We have the Hubband. Fidina is here. Hello. And Nina is here. I love it. I left work just now so I could watch the stream better. I love you. You are amazing. That is awesome. I love my friends. Also, love for Violet. Because we have Violet.
I know, it's a jump scare when I show up these days.
Oh, quite literally, because you actually jump scared me this morning. Because it was boop, hello. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, wait, who responded to chaos? Forgetting that I literally added you to remind you that if you were up for it, just like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. So yeah, welcome to release day. The link is down below if you haven't pre-ordered it yet. There is I also have the Instagram giveaway to announce the results of. But that I'm gonna wait for a little bit for that, because I know that some people are on that were on the giveaway. You know, it'd be cool to have them live, and I know that they're not. So I'll probably do that one. I was gonna do it at 10, but I might do it later. We'll see if Steve comes back, or when Steve comes back. Wish I could be on screen too, but I'm not home yet. Which, you know, fair. Get home safe and stuff and things. I did not expect Violet to be here. Yeah, I didn't say anything till I'm like, yeah, no, there will be guests. I don't know who. I mean, I don't, except for Violet. I didn't know, because I know Anne was talking about maybe, but she's also busy, and so I'm like, I'm just gonna throw this places, and we're just gonna see what happens. But I kept my promise. There's gonna be guests happen. I ordered while at work. Yay! I love it. I love it so much. You know what? I think we're missing something, because everybody has the cover backgrounds as their background, and I'm a cheap bitch who does not have the paid version of this app, because, you know, but bump. Also, question, there is no necessarily hold on. Oh God, I hate this. Nope, that's not what I wanted. We're learning, folks. Yeah, we're just gonna live the vibe, I guess. Can I? No, God, no. Me. This is fun. No, also not what I wanted. Hate it all. Oh, maybe it's this one. That's kind of better. I might also just make the cover go away after a while, because I kind of feel weird about this.
No, I like this. I like this setup. It looks cool.
Yeah. Question: is the paperback going to be available to order Barnes & Noble at some point? When I went to order, it said it was ebook only. It should be available now. Because I have the link. For the paperback version. Hold on. It might might just be because it's release day and Barnes & Noble hasn't gotten the shit together yet. I mean, it's entirely possible. But I know the paperback is on Barnes & Noble. So stand by. I'm going to pull up my UBL again and just make sure. Who knows? Maybe it'll show up randomly. Maybe I'll show up randomly and jump scare you all. I won't do that, but I could, because love chaos. All the buttons. Oh, the way the cover of Violet's camera fits so perfectly in the gap in the title was just so good, though. When you guys were on the bottom of the screen. Really? Hold on. Let's just whee. Oh, that's actually kind of brilliant.
That's really funny.
Oh, it just fits. It just fits so perfect. Wait, which one did I have again? I've already forgotten. This one. There we go. Do. This is thanks. Like, I should have had this open when I started. Bum 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 bum. This gives me FaceTime vibes. FaceTime with your friend vibes. I mean, isn't that kind of what it is? I mean, it's just release party themed. Yeah, there's the paperback link. Troubleshooting. Yeah, there it is. Pop. Pop. Oh, that's a very long and offending link. I could just throw my Universal book link, but it broke it into two. Thanks, StreamYard.
Oh, you did break it into two, didn't it?
That's just gross. Because then it won't work. I'll just throw the UBL link again, and it's the bottom of the portal. Oh God. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Send that. So there's like a cluster for ebooks, and then there's like one that says paperback. That link is the updated one that should take you to the Barnes & Noble paperback. Because for some, or I could just like also just throw it in the Discord, because that way, because on my screen it says that it's got the paperbook, and we're, let's face it, this wasn't going to be professional. This was just going to be chaos.
It was a party, so does it have to be professional?
That is true. This is a party, and we are here, and the plan is I've got a few rounds. When I say few, I mean too many. I ended up making 16 rounds of Two Truths and a Lie for book related, author relatedness. We always break up a few, vibe, do a giveaway. Also, Q&A can just be if you ever have a question, want to know something, we'll see about something and see if I can answer it. I contemplated do a reading. We will see.
I was just going to ask that.
I will see how I feel as I get closer to the end of my coffee, because the idea of doing a reading is a thing. On my end, it says unavailable to order online, but then it does let me add it to my cart. That is very weird, because I'm seeing something completely different. I don't understand. That is weird. I'm going to throw this just for giggles and shits. I'm going to turn on Discord real quick. I'm going to throw it in the Discord. Hi. Okay. See, now I have to, because I embarrass myself in front of my cousin. Why not? Just Give me 1 sec. We'll do it. I'll do a baby reading. We'll do a small one. I mean, there's no children here, so. 1 sec. Yes, and Barnes Noble link. LOL. Okay, so that's there. Can't be on camera. But doop, ba-doop, boop. Yay. Okay, so that's done. That's done. Close that so it doesn't go off every 30 seconds. Woohoo! Oh, there was one more. That might be like, I would have to dig pretty far. I feel like that would be spoiler content. Yeah. Let's do the time warp again. I don't want to do this. But I'm gonna do this. Guess we'll start with a couple pages of the prologue. That sounds good. I hate my life. I am kidding. I'm just like, oh God, my biggest fear, reading in public. What am I doing? Reading in public. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna botch this so
Take your time.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Love your face. Okay. Don't want it. Like I'm like okay. Girl, you fucking wrote it. I get it. Yeah, no. And if this is like weird, like I should be able to read this without stumbling or anything because this is my book and I have read it 6,000 times. But also I'm the girl who fucking struggles with textbooks. Like, you know, like in school, you had to read the freaking textbook. Okay. And you're like, bleh.
But it's something totally different than like reading it in your head than reading it out loud in front of people.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I'm just gonna. Okay. I'm see what I might do is I might go into a laughing fit. Emberward industry, especially with the fangs. Oh, this is gonna be fun. We're doing it. We're gonna commit to the bit. Emberward Industries dominated the skyline of New Duskland's downtown, a towering fortress of steel and glass casting its shadow over the bustling metropolis. Inside, walls of dark gray marble flecked with gold inlay consumed what little sun broke through the slightly tinted windows. It was cold, barren, lacking seating or plant life of any kind that usually would bring warmth to such a space. And I'm making the words up as I go along, but no one's going to know but me. Whoops. Only a desk sat parallel to the front doors on the opposite end of the room, leaving a sea of empty space in between. Richard Henry clutched a business card tight in his hand, bending the thick cardstock. He closed his eyes and took a few deep breaths, ignoring the intense glare of the well-dressed redhead behind the desk. Every nerve in his body screamed for him to turn around and run like hell, but he had nowhere else to go. The card he held represented a new life. No more struggling through classes, no more shitty apartments, no more living to everyone else's expectations. There is a place for people like you, the man in the black suit had told him when he left the locker room one night after practice. Richard did not know did not know what that actually meant, but it screamed of promise. What did he know? What he did? Yes, I was doing so well. What he did know was that he followed it like a compulsion vibrating through his brain to go to the address on the card. Though it took a few days to muster the courage, I hate myself. It was an itch that just needed to be scratched. So here he was. This was where he had to be. Richard scoffed at himself. He looked out of place in the pristine lobby with his thrift store suit that didn't quite fit over his stocky frame. It was too bulky, too loose. unlike the scattering of tailored suits around him. He had tried to tame his shaggy blonde curls on his head with too much gel, but they broke free and framed his face, making him look just too young. All eyes watched, judging him, his well-coiffed hair, flawless skin, and perfectly tailored clothing. I looked up and lost some spot. They.
Pause.
What? What's wrong?
Lost the feed.
We lost the feed. Maybe you lost the feed. We're still here. Did we?
If I lost it, you lost it.
Oh, find out.
I've got the circle of death.
You got this. Okay, hold on.
Okay, we're back.
We love technical difficulties in this house.
And I lost it.
Looked okay to me.
No, we're still okay. So it just might be him. Bro, this is lit. Ella,
That's fine.
we're still here.
Let's continue.
Okay.
I'll catch up.
I mean, you can hear me live. They belonged here. The low thrum of Shatter died. Oh wow, I'm skipping that sentence because my brain can't get my fangs around it. He squared his shoulders and steeled himself against whatever judgment was going to hit him. If he belonged there, he had to prove it. If he believed it, so would they. All he had to do was stop standing in the middle of the room, gawking like a moron. With one last gulp of air to settle his nerves, he approached the front desk. Shoulders back, chest out, head up. It had become his mantra with every step, manipulating his own body to mimic confidence he should possess as a man in his early 20s. He slammed the business card down on the desk and flinched as it stuck to his sweaty palm for a moment too long before landing on the smooth surface. He froze. Watched the woman behind the desk speak, her lips moving, but his overwhelmed mind couldn't register the sound coming out. By the time his brain caught up to reality, her face had fallen into a cool but polite smile, to that of barely held back frustration. "Can I help you?" The thick layer of annoyance clung to her tone. I'm here to see Mr. Emberward. I have an appointment." A lie. But if he said it with enough conviction, maybe he had a shot. There was no date, no time, just a conversation, just a man with a card implying a future. If he believed it, so would they. The problem was his cowardly stutter betrayed him. "Name?" The redhead met his gaze and held it. Richard Henry." A smirk played at her lips as she picked up the sleek black phone that sat next to her. Richard swallowed hard. He blew it. She was going to tell him to leave any second. Her head bobbed up and down. Richard strained to hear the voice on the other end, but there was only silence. "Yes, sir. Right away." She put the phone down and pushed the button just out of Richard's sight. One of 3 elevators left of the desk opened. "He will see you now." His skin crawled at her unflinching gaze as her unflinching gaze bore into him. He was used to people looking down on him, but the receptionist glared at him like he was a meal. Richard nodded and made his way to the elevator, breaking eye contact the first chance he got. Once he was out of sight from the stalking glares, he collapsed against the wall. His legs wobbled. He grasped the stained wood handrail for support, resting his head against the mirrored interior. He closed his eyes for a moment. His nerves bubbled under his skin. Fuck. He let out a breath that he had been holding in with a forced gasp. His eyes snapped open. The woman never told him the floor number. The panel of buttons didn't exist. It was a box of mirrors, forcing him to look at his own pathetic reflection. His stomach lurched as unseen cables pulled the confining box upward. This was the point of no return, and he wasn't sure if it was excitement or terror causing his breath to catch in his throat. Should I do the whole prologue?
You could, yeah, if you want to. I mean,
Oh, yeah. Poor Shannon. Stuff is tanking. It is really hilarious. Oh, me and Shannon fighting for first place on likes. I love it. Okay, yeah, why not? How long is the prologue again? I mean, we're here for vibes, right?
For the
Yeah.
vibes, yeah.
The chill in Richard's skin grew colder as the elevator climbed. The droning of grinding gears and moving cables his only company. It had been a hope that he could find comfort in the crappy elevator music that usually dripped from speakers, but the hope was quickly dashed. Only a small round camera sat perched in the upper right corner, blinking at him with its pulsing red light. An eternity slipped past until the doors opened with a light chime. In his head, he expected a hallway leading to different offices and a bunch of cubicles. What he was met with wall-to-wall windows and open space. Christopher Emberward's office took up the entire floor. Thick support pillars flanked a plush red carpet that led right to an oversized desk. Richard scoffed at himself. It was like this guy was the center of his own universe. Large televisions hung mounted on the pillars closest to the desk, all with different news stations playing without sound. Mr. Emberward was the only one in the room, hands folded on the desk, and slicked back, feathery black hair. God, I should have took my fangs out for this. He watched Richard with a dangerous smile set into his square-shaped face. He made no move to close the distance. The deeper Richard walked into the room, the worse he felt. Every nerve was screaming to turn and run. He didn't belong there. He wasn't safe. It was like walking into a lion's den. Again, he buried his fears, and he faked the confidence he needed to stride across the room. Mr. Emberward stood. Ah, Mr. Henry. He simply rounded the desk and waited, buttoning his suit jacket closed. Physically, Richard was bulkier, and the other man tall and lean. Mr. Emberward's face was colder and harsher than his. Slate gray eyes scrutinized Richard like they were trying to peer into his soul. It was everything Richard wanted to be, charismatic and powerful, commanding authority rather than pretending. Mr. Emberward, sir, thank you for meeting me. I have considered your offer. You said there was a place for me here. Richard brushed off the clammy sweat that clung to his palm on his jacket and offered it once he reached the desk. I assumed as much. Richard nodded, but he didn't accept the hand. Coming all this way just to deny me seems a little... The slightest hint of an amused grin touched his lips. Foolish. Richard gulped, but he tried to hold himself tall as he dropped his hand to his side. The temperature continued to drop as he stood in front of Mr. Emberward. Richard shivered, and the light seemed to dim in response. Try as he might, he lost the ability to hold eye contact and dropped his gaze. He could have sworn Mr. Emberward's eyes switched to a dark, hungry red with flecks of gold. No, Kendra. Get a grip, Henry admonished himself like his coaches did. So, what did it mean by you having a place for me here? Is it a job? Richard asked. You would be my personal assistant. You would carry out tasks as I presented them to you, to the letter, and without fail. Personal assistant? Richard's voice trembled. He felt his posture slacken. He cleared his throat, straightened. He belonged here. He wouldn't let Mr. Emberward intimidate him. You want me to bring you coffee? Is that it? Bravado steeled his nerves, and he returned his gaze to the other man's face. He was an all-star quarterback in high school, headhunted by talent scouts. People like him didn't fetch coffee. Why would I have a man of your athletic ability Fetch coffee? Mr. Emberward asked, cocked his head to the side. Oh, I have special plans for you, my young friend. Frustration bubbled under the layer of nerves. This stuffed suit wasn't going to give him a straight answer. Look, buddy, I need money, but I am not some bigwig's lapdog without knowing what the gig is and how much I'm getting paid. Instantly, Richard wanted to take back his outburst, his sudden rush of bravery abandoning him. Emberward took a step forward, his intimidating presence growing around him. Richard cowered despite begging his body to hold firm. After a few moments, Emberward relented, having proved whatever point he was trying to make. He chuckled to himself and smiled gently. I admire your bravery. Few have dared to be so flippant. The grin on his face twitched, a single pointed fang visible from slightly parted lips, the sight of which made Richard blink. He didn't really see that, did he? Money will be no concern of yours again. This job is permanent. You will be my right hand, my lieutenant, if you will. Why me? A question he asked when he had first met him in the college locker room. You have something I need. A predator's smile crossed Emberward's face. And in return, I will give you everything. He growled. Like a serpent, he struck. His hands flew forward, dug into Richard's shoulder, and the fangs that Richard had thought he imagined drove deep into his neck. Richard screamed in pain as sticky blood poured from his throat. His thoughts barely registered what was happening as his life slipped from him with every gulp of his blood. He hadn't walked into a lion's den, but a vampire's lair. Blood trickled from Emberward's clean-shaven face onto his black suit as he unceremoniously dropped Richard. An amused smile crawled across his face as he dabbed the crimson trail with a small handkerchief that matched his red tie. Richard stared up at his attacker, clutching at his throat, failing to attempt to stop his blood from leaking out. It oozed between his fingers, and he gasped and silently screamed. The sound that left his body was nothing but weak gargles. Don't worry, you're not dying. Emberward took a knee next to the crumpled heap in front of him. Yet. In a fluid set of motions, Richard's gaze couldn't quite follow. The creature had pulled up his sleeve, opened his wrist, and presented it to him. Drink or die. I offer you this gift for your undying loyalty, and with it, you will want for nothing. Power, control, the promise of a better life. He knew little about vampires, but he knew enough. There wasn't a second thought as he took the vampire's wrist and drank deep. A swirl of dark shadows swept between them, or his dying mind was shattering into pieces while he was lying there, as the blood bound them together. Richard's last thoughts were of the girl that got away. He hadn't thought about her in years, and yet she sat on the front and center in the haze of his failing body. Flowing waves of copper hair, green eyes, soft peaches and cream skin warmed his racing heart. Elizabeth. The name floated around him like smoke. They were supposed to be high school sweethearts, but she was too blind to realize it. By the time she left for college, he didn't want her anymore anyway. Or at least that's what he kept telling himself. He tried to forget her, and now she was all he could think about. Atta boy. Richard sat at the edge of his consciousness as everything human of him washed away. Blackness consumed Richard, surrounding him in an endless void. A faint whisper settled in his soul, writhing like tendrils of shadow. Draw the girl out. Bring her to me, and the world itself will be yours.
Woohoo!
That was the prologue. And the life and death of Richard Henry. Oh, hey, you know what? I settled into it. It's fine.
Yeah, you definitely hit a stride.
Oh. Oh, hey, no, Christopher's a fun read. So is Richard. But yeah, that's my book, y'all. Go buy it. Oh, goodness gracious, great balls of wee. See, now I'm just like, oh dear. Oh, her face. It's all your fault. I love that. I literally read this book 2 or 3 times already this year for editing, and I'm still like, gimme. I want to read it now. Oh, I'm so glad you guys enjoyed it.
See, I'm like, oh, I know I've read the earlier versions of the book, so I'm like, what has changed since when I read it? I'm like, oh, that line wasn't there. I don't know that.
I don't want to say a lot, but a lot sounds good. So yeah. Well, I think the ending's different, and maybe parts of the middle. Maybe. I'm trying to remember how long it's been. But yeah. Since we got into that, what do we say with a couple of rounds of 2 truths and a lie?
Yeah, go for it.
Want to do the do? Oh, or yeah, no, it's only 9:30. We can do some 2 truths and a lie. You missed the read, Stieg. Hi. I read the prologue. Look at that. Okay, let me remove this. So then, oh God, how am I? Wonder if it's just gonna let me do. I made this on my phone. No, I didn't. Okay. Okay, it doesn't look like it's moving, which is great. So I took the transitions off to stop it. Well, thank goodness I have it on my Kindle then. Yay! European paperbacks when? It should be at least on Amazon, I believe.
It was on Amazon for me. I saw it.
Yay, okay, good. So, yeah, it should be on Amazon. 9:30 is not too is not too early for Fudge Mary Kill. Okay. I guess we could do that first. Dang, maybe Norway is being third world about it. I don't know. I know I know the expanded distribution's a little strange. Okay, Nina got hers from expanded distribution. Yeah, I would check. I mean, I can throw the link up. Well, the link is up. If you scroll up in the chat, the Universal book link is there. It should be. I also don't know the time zones, but at the very least, it should be. I don't know. Oh, have fun at work. Give all the puppies all the scritches. Yay! Okay, good. Okay, so I guess Steeg's like wants to play the game. I googled it like the millennial I am. I love that for you. Okay, hold on. So we're doing this.
That sounds like a fun plan.
Hey!
Let's do this.
Apparently, my phone is just thinking that I'm speaking to Google. I'm like, Google, I'm not talking to you. Yeah. I didn't actually set this up. So, real quick, I need to open up YouTube because I have an idea of how I'm going to do this, but I can't. I don't think I can create a poll on StreamYard. I think I have to go into the stream proper.
Oops.
Which is dumb. It's fine. How do I create a poll? Do. Oh, there it is. Start Q&A or poll. Start poll. Let's do so. Kiss, marry, kill. Right, that's 3. Yeah. So we want to go. We'll start with the boys, because why not? And then add an option. Which one? I gotta throw one of the villains in. Let's go. If I can spell his name. Okay, so then that's there. And then I'm gonna go over here. And then wait, I didn't set this up. Like, I was so proud of myself. I set the other one up. Okay, cool. So let's do this, do that, do this. Wait, no, hold on. This is going well.
Yeah, this stuff is always difficult setting things up, and I'm terrible at it myself. So
there we go. So for visual reference, we are going with the 3 boys on the bottom row, and start poll. I think it worked. Also, love for the violet.
Oh, hi, yeah. We did talk about that. I was here in the beginning.
Yep. Crystal staying on brand. I mean, oh. Wait, how are we voting when there are 3 options and 3 answers? If you don't say Charles, you're a loser. It's so it's supposed to be you're just gonna pick which one. Oh yeah, wait, the game doesn't work. Shit. Yeah, I'm an idiot.
Well, you'll just have to say which category we're voting for, and then it works.
Okay. So I know which one Steve voted for. Okay. And yeah, so let's say for this one, we're voting for the first option. So out of fuck, marry, kill, we are voting for the first one.
Okay, I have voted.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Or we could also just do it that way. Hey,
I don't think that's how the game works. What?
This is the one that I had like vaguely planned. The truth and the lie one was more thought out. Steve, you're insane if you don't marry Darian for his magical library.
I'm not gonna lie, that was my same thought, Mars. Like, it seemed like a no-brainer to me, but whatever.
I mean, so far, Charles is the winner. Oh I love that. Hey, Andy. Also, hi. Welcome to the book release live stream. We're playing Fuck, Marry, Kill with my book characters because why not? All right. Oh, I think everybody's voted because I know I'm in here, so I'm skewing the odds. So yeah, Charles wins. Girl gender neutral. I can get girl gender neutral. I can get booked at the public library. If I don't marry Charles, I will literally go ballistic. I love how you're marrying a literal psycho. No, wait, no. Stieg. So, I get what Stieg did. That's cheating. You can't.
I know, that's what I said.
Noticed it now. You can't choose Charles for both. That's not how the game works.
I gotta go get my squeaky. Hold on.
That's okay. I know nothing about them, but everyone loves Charles. I know that, so I'm judging it off vibes. All right, and the poll. So, boo, game is rigged. All right, so next poll is Mary. Add option. So let's see. Charles, fuck the psycho, kill the other people, marry Charles then. All right, fair. Fair. All right. Next poll. Marrying. Boom. Marrying. Magic Library.
Okay, I voted.
Yay. What do we got? Nobody is willing. No one knows if I just vote Charles again. I mean, technically now I know.
People are cheating.
I know, but I feel like that's on brand for our community, though, considering how many alt accounts people had for every other.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
That's just a thing. I mean, Darian is still winning as the most wanted to marry. Which I mean,
yeah, because I think most of us were playing, not cheating.
Yeah. Well, you gotta think about it this way. Not only does he have a magical library, he has a magical library in a pocket dimension with ever-flowing tea and a magical cat that is his butler servant bestie. So if you marry Darian, you get a pocket dimension. And a cat that occasionally blows fire.
I just remember I liked Darian as a character, so.
I mean,
it's been a minute since I read the book, but I do remember him being a likable character.
He is. He is likable and a pain in the ass. And I love Steve. Steve. I'm just gonna leave that on screen. I clicked the wrong one. I wanted to marry Charles, but I only saw the CH and accidentally voted for Christopher. The mortal that did not live very long. Oh, wait. He comes with the fire-breathing cat. I vote him. Oh, well, Darian is the most win. So with a 25% lead. Set up the next one. All right. Kill. I feel like I know how this one's going to end.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a kind of a...
I also feel like I understand that I probably shouldn't have put the two CHs together, but, we're here. Look, maybe we would have a happy marriage. I can fix him. Oh no. Oh no. I want you to remember that when you get to what was it? Hold on. I want you to remember that statement.
Sorry, my squeaky squeaking.
It's all good. Where is it? I think yeah, chapter 28. I want you to remember your words, Nina, when you get to chapter 28. Next trio for the game: Draga, Rafe, and Sparkles with absolutely no context. Sure, we'll do that. We'll do a side character round. I feel like Christopher's just gonna win. I love the name Sparkles. Marry them. Oh no! Steve is just actively disappointing me today. But that's okay because he doesn't know who the characters are. I will once we get the results for the side character round. I will bring context to who these are. I don't know if I'm winning a kill count as winning. I mean, yes. Who put kill Charles? Okay, but Sparkles might genuinely be Steve's type. True. Is he single? I mean, yes. I haven't really like written Sparkles' dating life. All right, let's end the poll.
People want Crystal.
Emotionally unavailable. I think he would be available. I think he'd be available. Let's set up our first round of the side character edition. Sparkles, Draga. Oops. I always float between whether or not she had 1 G or 2 G's in her name. I'm pretty sure it's 1. I remember my own characters. All right. Side character round. Let's go. The side character no context round. Ooh. A 3-way tie. Oh no. As your editor, Draga has 1 G. Yay! I was right. I know how to spell my own characters. Ooh. Four votes. I have absolutely no context. I don't know if I should be scared or not. I will totally break it. I'll once we're done the round, I will say it. It'd be great. Yeah. I think how are we doing? 7 versus. Give it a couple more seconds. If anybody wants to vote now. Do. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Draga wins the F round. All right. Start poll. This is fun. Draga. I can't spell her name again, so I switched the R in the wrong spot.
Mm.
There we go. And who are we? Whoops. Get rid of that. Who are we marrying?
Okay.
And I feel like depending on where you voted, you might be scared. Because you don't know, one of these characters could be a bad guy. I mean, nobody's literally a psycho like Christopher is, so it's fine. Ba-dum, ba, ba-da-da, so we're marrying Sparkles so far. All right. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Please, I'd be the ride that no one would survive. They were trapped in here with me. Oh, I love that. 2-1. Sparkles wins the married round. And last but not poor Rafe is just getting none.
Mhm.
Rafe. Whoops. 2 Fs. Sparkles and Draga. Start last poll. And then I will bring you context. Rafe sounds like a stoner, to be fair. That is amazing. I cannot wait for the context. I mean, it's fair. It's fair. It's fair. That poor boy. These votes are kind of exactly what I expected, to be honest. I mean, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, I did that backwards, and that's fine. All right. So, for the context, I don't have art for these 3 characters, sadly, but Nina voted fuck Draga, marry Sparkles, sequence are forever, and kill Rafe. Also, I'm sorry, I'm a walking T Swift reference spot. At least I'm part of a majority. I mean, this is true. Do I have face claims in mind?
That's a good question.
I do. Let's see if I still have them on my computer. Because I just pull up the mood boards actually for everybody except for Draga. I don't have a face claim for Draga or Rafe. But for Draga, I kind of like the vibe is very much Pink, like the singer. Okay, I have a face claim for Christopher somewhere, but I need. Alrighty, unfortunately, it's time to go for work. I love you, friends. Happy release day. Thank you very much, Mom. Work sucks, and now I'm sad, but it's fine. Do I know it's here somewhere, I think. But I have like so much stuff in this computer. It's kind of, I don't know where Mr. Glitterbeard went. And it's upsetting me that I don't know where Mr. Glitterbeard went. Because, yeah, he is, I mean, he's Mr. Glitterbeard. Trying to do this really quickly. I guess I don't have him anymore. There is a picture somewhere of Mr. Glitterbeard, but I'm not seeing it, and I'm sad. So, okay. And boop boop. Oh, just meant the side characters. I've seen the character art you've made. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't have one for Rafe. I had one for Sparkles, but I can't find it. And it's making me upset. Unless I have it here some. Oh, there it is. I found it. Because I made like an aesthetics board for Sparkles. So let's go here. Share screen. There we go. So this is the only face claim concept I have for
cool.
Sparkles. See if I can make it bigger. There we go. Sparkles is a bouncer at the vampire bar in New Duskland called the Sanguinarian. Figured. In the book, he has like his hair all down and braided, and there is gold and glitter, and it's very ostentatious, very ornamentive. He's got the harness. They nicknamed him Sparkles because of just how absolutely just well decked out he is in his finery, while also being like mostly shirtless, wearing a leather harness. He is loyal to a fault. He is Draga's right hand. He is a big bear. And yeah. And he's totally inked up, that too. So yeah, Stieg takes 14 of him. Sadly, I don't have concepts for Draga unless, hold on, get me out of here. No, I don't. I didn't even take the sim pick. That's fine. Okay, we'll stop sharing this one. Whee! Oh no, I hope he doesn't ravish me. Freaking Stieg. Draga is the owner of the Sanguinarian. They are like big, thick, pink, fluffy, faux hawk, biker, punk aesthetic. Like London in the 80s is her vibe, right? All attitude, all business, and no nonsense to it's a problem. Which she is one of Darian's favorite, or they are Darian's favorite people, because at least he doesn't have to go through the pageantry. It's very much, hey, this is what I need, this is what I want, can we get this done? And Draga's like, yes. Right? Okay, glad I didn't kill them. So for Rafe, he is very young vampire. He's only a couple years into the life over Elizabeth. He was an ex-priest who had things happen, but he's also pretty down to earth and super chill, but also wants to make his sire super proud. So, like, he is very straight-laced, but once he's, he will eventually, let people in. Yeah, he had to die. No remorse. Oh, Kyra will be so upset in book 2. So yeah, that was the side character edition of Kiss, Marry, Kill. Oh, now I feel bad that we unceremoniously killed him. I mean, it's fine.
Unanimously.
Oh, unanimously?
That's what you're trying to say.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. All right, we got one more round, and then I think we'll do the announcement for the giveaway from Instagram, if we're up for that. But let's do one more round. So I will pull this back up because we have the top row left. Sounds like she hasn't said anything yet, but I hear her moving. So, yeah. So we have Richard, we have Elizabeth, and we have one sec. Sorry, Shannon's leaving to go do groceries. So I had to make sure, words. Who's left? Kyra. So we're calling this the local edition because Kyra, Elizabeth, and Edward or Richard, Edward, Richard, it's fine. Richard, Kyra, and Elizabeth are all from the same small town. They are our poor, innocent babies. Who is who? Okay, so closest to me is Elizabeth. The one in the middle is Kyra, and the one on the end is Richard. So, yeah. Let us begin. I should have put like names under them, but I didn't. Ooh, let me guess. Stieg is going for the screw the psychos run. Thanks, because I decided who to kill, just who to marry based on their art. Oof. I am nervous. So anyway, so far Richard is winning. Yeah, they have 2 votes. So we'll give it some time. Do. I'm trying to think of like how would the relationship be for Richard winning this? Because I mean, I feel like he wouldn't be nearly as murdery as Christopher would be, but I also feel like you're probably not safe. Give it another minute. We'll go. I said minute, and I get ready to start counting. Ooh, we got a vote for Liz. But Richard is still winning. Uh-oh. Well, someone's gonna have a hot date. Oh. Whew. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Richard wins the F round. Da, 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 da. Okay, next. Richard Elizabeth. Kyra. Start poll. Ooh. Aw. That is so fun. I'm kind of okay with I'm kind of okay if Elizabeth wins. I mean, you know, unless someone else wants to. Yeah, we lost to Violet. Violet is mom moding, which is fine. Where'd my chat go? Wee. Blap. Do 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 do. And I'll explain why I'm actually kind of cool with this after we're done the poll. I feel like these votes are as I expected. I think like later in the stream we'll do another game of KMF or FMK. And I'll do like the vampire round and then like the not vampire round. I think that'll be fun. But we're going to do the giveaway for Instagram first. Okay. 5, 4, 3. It's totally okay, Violet. I understand. Oh no, now you're left to your own devices. That's okay. I don't mind. All by myself. All right, and Elizabeth wins the Mary poll. So, one last one. Just go with that. Elizabeth. Whoops. Spell her name wrong. It's fine. There we go. And start the final poll. Do 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 do. Yep, of course, because like there's no other way to go. Oh, we got a kill for Richard. Oh no, it's 50%. Oh wait, yeah, no, I did that right. Yeah. Like my brain's like, wait a second. I mean, at least because what he won the first round, so you'd screw him and then you kill him. I mean, it's probably the best fate Richard ever had. Just saying. We're gonna get a tiebreaker. Give it one more minute. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And end. So both of them go, I guess. Which the reason why I was totally cool with everyone wanting to marry Elizabeth is Elizabeth actually doesn't want a relationship. Fuck Richard, marry Elizabeth, kill Kyra. I mean, poor Kyra cannot catch a break. Because I think out of all of the characters in the book, Kyra has the worst time. in the whole book. And I love that. Y'all are taking her out too. All right, so we'll remove this for now. Blep. Put my face back on screen. And we'll actually just for a moment, because I'm gonna shrink me again, because we're gonna do the Instagram giveaway. Sucks to be Kyra. It really does, though. It really, really does. Okay, so if you signed up for the giveaway, which is you followed me, you liked the post, you posted your emojis of the vibe you would think the book would be, and then you shared it for extra chances to win, you were entered into a giveaway over on Instagram, and we're just going to do the results for that now. Whoever wins, I will be reaching out to get your address and how to ship these once the books come. I have the books ordered. I have the one for the Instagram, plus I'm doing 2 more giveaways today. So if you don't win the giveaway today, you will get a chance to win 2 more, or 2 more chances. Though, if you win the giveaway from Instagram, your vote will be less worthy for the other 2, just to be fair. Yeah, So when the books come to me, I think it's on Monday, I will sign them, and then I will ship them out like that day or tomorrow to do the do. Sorry, I couldn't in good conscience kill a woman when there is a guy in a sports jacket up there. Hey, I get it. Trust me, I would kill Richard too. Love the eyeshadow. Thank you very. I said, oh no, I shouldn't have took my glasses off because it's smeared apparently. I said I would do my makeup for the stream. I did have a little color on my lips, but then I had breakfast and it was gone. Okay, shall we do the giveaway? Share screen. All right. I'm gonna hide this for a sec. All right. Ignore the fact that it's already chosen because I accidentally clicked it and it spun. So, this was not the win, but we're gonna spin now. So for the Instagram giveaway, the winner is Sparklin. All right, I'm gonna text her and let her know, as well as take a picture on my phone to show who won. And we will do another giveaway probably about in an hour or so, maybe. So I was thinking of doing like doing this one and then doing another one at noon and then doing another one in the afternoon at 2 is kind of where I was thinking with that. So remove that. Stop sharing that screen. Congratulations to Sparklin. Let me just do this really quick. I want to do this. I want a thing. Hold on. Sticker. Yay. I'm a dork. It's fun. And then text at Sparklin. Done. Dun, dun, dun. Actually, no. Let's just do that. Then we'll do Instagram winner. Instagram give away winner. Then we go at Sparklin. Then we do this, make it really big. And then post. Send. There we go. And then you won the giveaway. I can spell giveaway, I swear. Unrelated, but the book holder on your shelf is very appropriate, isn't it? Though I'm kind of in love with it. I found it on at Michael's, and it made me very happy. I'm like, thank God I don't have to pick. I give up. I don't have to pick because they had like so many that were just like these squares that were like gold or silver or plastic. And I'm like, no, it needs to be spooky and classic. And I found it and it made me happy. Okie doke. So that's done. Yeah. I say it's time for the two truths and a lie. I think we'll do a few rounds of that because it's funny. I did like 16 rounds somehow, and it's October 16th. So it's fine. It's a vibe. We are here. I had less coffee in my face, in my cup than I thought. Where did I not share the screen for this? I'm so professional. This is why I can't do things on my own. Boo, 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 boo. I have so many screen shares. This is kind of fun. Welcome to Two Truths and a Lie. Whee! There we go. Ba, 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 ba. So a lot of these questions are going to be either writing based or character based or like somewhere in the field of the book. So let's see what nonsense we can come up with, shall we? Round one. So the three options are: the first scene I ever wrote for the book didn't appear until halfway through the story, making sure it doesn't fucking move. Or one of the gods in the book was originally appeared in a dream I had. Or Hank, a character I haven't talked about in context, which is actually, I might as well do this now. Hank is a golden retriever that Elizabeth and Kyra have. Don't hate me if I get them all wrong. I will not hate you because some of these are pretty deep cuts, I think. True, false, false. All right. Now, see, it's two truths and a lie. There's only one lie. If 3 is true, you are a menace, Crystal. I mean, it really depends on what I mean by didn't survive. And depending on... okay, so true, false. Okay. Give it another minute. It's like, maybe I should have did a poll for this as well, but that's like, everything is on that screen. Okay, so the answer, I say, true, false, true. Okay. Oh, wait. What are we waiting on? I have so many screens. Which one's this one again? Okay, see, get rid of this one from studio. There we go. I remember you saying you were thinking about axing the dog, so that's probably true. Hi, Jess. Welcome to the stream. So we got false, true, true. Okay, well, let's reveal the answer. I've actually forgot which one it was. Not really. So 3 is the lie. Because the dog has plot armor. I want to say that full out because when you read the book, the dog doesn't exactly get by unscathed, but I will never, ever, 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 ever put a pet in the book A pet will never be harmed in a way that they cannot survive, or like, yeah, I will never harm a pet in my book. Now, Hank doesn't exactly have the greatest time because things do happen, but like, I want to clear the air. The dog is going to be fine. Okay, that is the only spoiler you are getting from me. Is the dog is fine. All right. Now you aren't a horrible person. I love that. Because it could be didn't survive the book through the editing process, which is what I originally was going to lead this question as. Because I actually almost deleted them from the book. I wasn't going to have Hank be a character at all, because I was worried what people would think if he got hurt. But then I just decided flat out that this damn dog was going to have plot armor, because he is such this, like, this presence between the sisters that I'm just like, I can't take him out. I can't. Because that would change kind of how the characters deal with situations in, like, the first part. But now I remember another book. Now I remember another book where the dog was cut. So you almost deleted Hank. Jail. I didn't, though. He's there and he's the goodest boy. All right, round 2. I came up with Elizabeth's name years before writing the novel. Richard's fate was totally different in previous drafts. Or Kyra was a last-minute addition. Ba, 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 da. Whoops. No! Back! You didn't see it. You didn't see it. I nudged the enter button. Truth, false. Okay. Fun fact is I made these and I don't even remember what my answer is. Truth, false. Okay. All right. Give it a... Not having worked on this far for years and not remembering. No, I don't remember what my answer is. All right. Next, let's see what the truth is together. Number 3 is the lie. Kyra was always a character I wanted. Technically, original she was actually it's going to be one of the focal characters. She's based off a D&D character I had. I think that's the answer to this question. I have actually, like, things I wanted to say written down, but I don't have that open because I'm dumb. So, yeah. Kyra was always there in some form. So Richard did have a totally different fate. And Elizabeth, it's always been Elizabeth. Always. Even, like, the original thing, technically. I almost said that, but I thought maybe Richard had it even worse in the beginning. LOL. I mean, no. Technically, in the other drafts, Richard actually got off easy comparatively to what happens to him in book 1. And that's all I'm gonna say. Round 3. I wrote the first draft of the novel in under a month. I have never cried while writing a scene. And I rewrote the ending more than 3 times. This is so random, but the font you use for lie and Round X is one of my favorite fonts. I love Cincel Decorative. It's stupid how much I love this font. It has now become part of my brand. I mean, it feels like apt. I mean, it's like the paranormal fantasy font, I think. True, false, true. I feel like Nina's projecting a little bit in that answer. I remember you saying it took a short time, but I don't think it was a month. That's crazy. Unless the first draft was 30K long. It is such a good font. It also works great with Dark Academia. Hell yes. And it's a font I use for my Dark Academia projects. I love that. And did you know the ending? I don't think so. So true, lie. All right. We'll give it a few seconds. Because wasn't this a 3 books in a trench coat situation after the first draft? Yes. This used to be much, much longer, much different story. Yeah. Trying to compile years of streams into my brain right now. Hey, you are doing so well, Steek. You are remembering things in chronological order, and I love it. All right, let's see the lie. The lie is number 2. Of course I've cried. Come on. Like, hi, it's me. There was, there was a moment. I can't remember what it was. Dang, I'm dead inside. Yeah. Like, some people don't cry. It's true, though. I've never cried, but I've been like, oh no, that's bad news. I don't understand. So, I wrote the first draft in under a month. Is when during Nano, I wrote like 99% of Project Incarnate. And it was the first Nano I won, and I hit the 50K mark during during one of the first couple. It was like the first handful of Trouble streams I was in chat for. And then the ending has definitely changed at least 3 times. I have gone through so many rewrites especially after the split. I changed. Changes happened. Okay. All the way up until like 2 drafts ago, I think. I had a few different endings. But yeah. Round 4. I designed the book's title before I wrote the first chapter. Elizabeth's tattoo has been reshaped 5 times, and it used to be a pentacle. Or I outlined the entire series before finishing book 1. I have no coffee left. I keep grabbing it. Bum ba ba da 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 da. Da 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 da. False, true, true. Okay. Lie. True, true. Okay. Though imagining you outlining is so funny, I don't know why. Because reasons? Perhaps? All right. Let's see the lie. Whoops. Wait a second. Hold on. I went forward. Didn't I? Son of a bitch. Hold on a second. No, I didn't save it. I thought I saved it. Dang it. So, when I was making this, I kept duplicating the page. And I didn't change the answers to one of them. And I didn't save what I wrote. I thought I did. But it's not there. Because that was, yeah. Dang it. I know, it's so very on brand. Whoops. There you go. Skip. The answer is still true. It's just this text is wrong. So back. No, wait. No, that's totally wrong. Right? Hold on. Now I'm like, oh God, how bad did I fuck this up? Yeah. Yeah, no. The answer is right. The text is wrong. Because that's so messing me up. But the title is actually changed. Because the original title used to be The Shattered Star, which tied into Elizabeth's tattoo being a pentacle. So yeah, number one's the lie. And yes, I have a very rough concept of an outline for the series. So yeah, go you guys. Hopefully that's the only one that's fucked up. I even looked at it too, but I was like, it had to be like 10 p.m. when I was editing this. So round 5. There we go. You guys are too good. So Charles' favorite weapons isn't his claws. It is a huge sword that would make a Soulsborne, so Dark Souls or Elden Ring, that sort of thing, or an anime character jealous. Darian once used to be Christopher Emberward's main advisor, and Kira secretly knows who what Varric looks like. Varric is one of the gods of my universe. And that's all I'm going to say because spoilers. I know how to drink. Not spilling tea all over myself. We'll see if you guys, where you guys fall on this one. Three's got to be the lie, or that's a massive spoiler. Oh, yeah, technically it is. Oops. A huge sword. Is that a penis? True, true, false. Yeah, I feel like this one was a bit of a gimme. Because, yeah, no. How the frack would Kyra know jack shit, okay? I mean, she knows things. She has ideas of things. But, yeah, no. Though you will technically never see Charles's sword in book 1. But in the prequel and in Immortal Masquerade, it's just this big-ass claymore that is strapped to his back. Because just the like, and it really is because of Elden Ring that Charles has a sword. I will be honest, because I'm like, you know what? I think, and it's not so much he uses it. Okay, it's his favorite weapon because it's just more intimidating. Because you have, like, first you have this guy, right? About 6 feet, muscled, a big strapping gentleman, okay, with a sword on his back. That's intimidating. But like, it doesn't look like he could be able to wield it until he shifts into his werewolf form, and then you realize you're screwed. Oh, hello, my dear. Welcome. I just woke up and got your message. Yay, and congratulations on your signed copy of Incarnate's Rise. I almost said Immortal Masquerade because we were talking it, because I mentioned it. That's where my book heart currently lives right now. I need to get to book 5. We will talk later about addresses and getting things to you. I'm waiting for the books to come to me, and then once they come to me, I will sign your copy and get it sent to you. So, yay. I'm so thrilled. I love that. I love a man with a claymore, ultimate accessory. Yeah, giant werewolf with a bigger sword. I'm certain nothing's wrong with that. I mean, he uses it to protect the realm. Okay, round number 6. Let's go. How are we doing on time? Okay. We still have loads. Round 6. There is a hidden clue about Alexandra in the first chapter. Elizabeth's scar is magical. Kyra used to be blind and is based off of I already screwed this. Based off a D&D character from high school. I knew I borked this somewhere. My Viking vampire story, one of the POV characters, the Princess Bodyguard, uses a claymore, and she's so cool. I love that. Finish it and give it to me. True lie true. Okay. Ooh, false true. Okay. So what are these rounds for? I know you said it by mentally woohooing at the news. So we are playing Two Truths and a Lie, Incarnate's Rise edition. It's either right. The rounds are either writer based, character based, or just generally book vibe based. And we're trying to suss out what the lie is. So I'll give you a minute. I just have to write it first, Crystal. It's inspired by the song Soldier Poet. I love that song. I know what song, and that is one of the song. It is one of the vibe songs for the prequel. I love that. Ooh, fun. The bodyguard is a soldier, Prince is a king. I love that. I love that so much. All right. Let's reveal the lie. I gotta listen to it again. Those Soldier Poet King is one of my favorite songs ever. Like every single version that exists. Also, false, true. Yep. There was not a hidden clue about Alexandra in the first chapter. There used to be in previous drafts, but after a few revisions, I decided that it was too early to drop it. But there is definitely something going on there. But Elizabeth's scar is magical, and I already spoiled number 3. So I use it as a prophecy in my story. Ooh. Dang, I was ready to go look. Woo. Alexandra is she is part of the prequel. She is Charles's the love of Charles's life. And she is the reason as to why book 1 is even happening. The stuff fuck you, Stig. The plot of the prequel the plot of book 1 is because of events that Alexandra shaped. That's all. I can't say too much. Without spoiling things so hard. You're a wizard, Lizzie. Alexandra Hamilton. Wrong. That's me. Oh. All right. Next round. I think we'll do. I think we're just gonna keep going. I'm having too much fun. Round 7. I once stayed up all night writing. My first version had a heavy romantic plot, and I have never drunk coffee while writing. This can be such a gimme. I feel like this is a hard gimme, but we'll see. I had to have some easy ones in here. True, false, true. Oh, wait. You seem like such an iced coffee girly. I misread that last one. True, false. I am 100% an iced coffee girly. I actually prefer iced coffee to hot coffee, just because unless I'm really, really cold. So yeah, that's the lie. I always drink coffee when I'm writing. I need the juice in my brain. Now that's mental. I have totally stayed up till about 5 working on the book to the point where it's like Shannon went to work, right? Like I had kept writing all the way until Shannon went to work the next morning and then took a nap. Okay. The first version had a kind of romantic subplot. So but it was like not supposed to be a subplot. Yeah, no, I've gone through so many different versions of this draft. Who the fuck knows anymore? Iced coffee is superior. Black brew from a hospital can is the only way I enjoy it. That's totally fair. Anyone who's done a productivity live with you knows this. I mean, oh, I wish that was me. After 15 minutes, I'm like, well, that's it for me today. Fair. All right. Next one. Round 8. My pet has a cameo in this book. I picked one character's name from my high school yearbook. And I hate editing dialogue because why not? Let's just throw a random editing one in there. I feel like this one was just like, and this answer, and this question, and this question. They don't all match the vibe, but it's fine. True, lie, true. Okay. True, lie, true. Okay. ba, ba, doo, 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 ba, ba. Oh my god, I need Asa in this book. True, false, true. Okay. The lie is. Ba, ba, da, da. The lie is number 2. 2. Yes, Asa is a cat. Asa is a cat. In the book, I technically already mentioned her, except she is gender bent. The cat's name is Asmos, and they are Darian's bestest best friend. Woo! I did not pick my character's name out of a yearbook, though there is a reference to one of my teachers in one of the books, or in part of book 1. Just because, like, I kind of wanted to give them an homage, because honestly, if it wasn't for them, for their encouragement way back when Crystal was a angsty teenager, we would not be sitting here right now. We really wouldn't. So, and I don't hate writing dialogue. There are times that I wish I was better at it, but writing my characters' voices is fun, especially Christopher. Christopher is so much fun to write. As a teacher, this is amazing. I appreciate teachers and all the work they do. All right. Next round. Round 9. Charles was once a human before becoming a werewolf. Darian's connection to the sea goddess wasn't his choice. And Elizabeth was born a vampire. This is another gimme. Kind of. Maybe. No, this is 100% a gimme. I'm an idiot. I think I meant to delete some of these, but just decided to just go with them because they were funny. I mean, the first one was just fact, unless he was born this way. So, true, lie. Yeah, see, this was a dumb question. It really was. I feel like there's something wrong with this question. I don't know. We'll find out what I wrote. Blap. All right. Giving it until the 50-minute mark. I feel like this could have some interesting twists. True, false, true. All right. I remember you talking about how the jock turned her. So 3 is the lie. 3 is the lie. 3 also has some interesting things, though, because, yeah, because technically it was a choice. Even though because becoming a vampire was mostly his choice, but also it wasn't, because if he didn't say yes, bad things would have happened to him. But the real lie is 100%. Elizabeth was born a vampire because she was not. She is turned in chapter something. Okay, she is a human with a sister and things. So yeah, this one was a bit of a gimme, but I decided to keep it there because lol, it made me giggle. Because this is just like plain like backstory. But Darian was offered like, hey, I am going to get this power. I want you to join me. If you don't, bad things are going to happen to you, sort of deal. Like, so he was like, hey, power, eternal life, and the ability to like study forever. And then when he ran into the goddess, it helped. Like it helped balance the worst parts of him. So he didn't turn into a complete psycho. So yeah. 10. Kyra has seen a ghost that is bound to an old spell book. Kyra hated vampires. Hatred of vampires comes from being attacked by one as a child. Elizabeth and Kyra's parents knew about vampires and magic and intentionally kept it from them. You had me at study forever. Oh yeah, no, Darian is 100% a nerd. He wants all the knowledge. Like his house, not the pocket dimension library, but his actual residence is this hoard of artifacts and stacks of books to the point where technically he doesn't even have a kitchen. It's just books everywhere. This little tiny townhouse covered in books. Okay. True, lie, true. True, false, true. Okay. And true, false, true. We have a clear scoreboard here. Because as much as I tried to throw some tricks in here, true 2 is the lie. Because Kyra didn't know about vampires until book 1, and she is in her late teens, so she is not a child, technically. And there is a ghost, and there is a magical spellbook, and there's stuff and things. And I totally did the dead parents with hold on. Yeah, okay. I totally did dead parents withholding secret information trope. Yeah. That's like part of the reason why the sisters are just so out of their depth is because their parents were trying to protect them. Technically. I mean, they did try to like give information, and like you find that this is not necessarily a spoiler, but it's like they had every intention of like sitting them down and be like, this is what's happened, but something happened that made it so that didn't happen. So all right, next round. Okay, see this Alexandra was a human character at some point. Elizabeth is her reincarnation. And Alexandra was the love of Charles's life in a past age. Part of me wanted to delete this question because I kind of thought it was spoilery, possibly. But I kept it because it's fun. False, true, true. No, wait. Uh-oh. Are we changing our answer? True, false, true? False, true, true. True, true, false. This is fun. This one was a fun one because this is me being an absolute ass. The first one is a lie because In all technicality, for reasons I can't say, Alexandra was born a vampire. And Elizabeth being her incarnation, her reincarnation, is why the title is the way it is. And yes, Alexandra was, I did actually mention this before in the beginning of the stream, when you asked who Alexandra was Charles's love of a past life. Technically, the relationship of Charles and Alexandra, I describe it as the will they, won't they, that burned too slow, it never happened. Yeah. I keep my first answer. I mean, I will accept that. I can't believe my Charlie dated a vampire. They never technically dated, but it was close enough, right? Because he loved her. He loved her so very much. Or loves her, I guess, because it's not necessarily a past tense. Poor boy. Poor boy just gets done so dirty. A will they, won't they, that burned too slow to never happen is so tragic. It really is, especially like the whys in the hows. Part of me feels like I did those two too dirty, but also it's so much fun. Whew. Need more drink. All right, round 12. Charles has more scars than any other character in the story. Darian once lost control of his magic and almost drowned a city. And Rafferty, or Rafe, has only been a vampire for a couple of years. So I give you one of them, because we talked about this earlier. I'm just cleaning up a couple things real quick. There we go. All right. True, true, false. True, false, true. False, true, true. All right. Let's reveal the lie. Darian never lost his control of his magic. Steve, stop changing your answer. You were right the first time. No. Steve, never doubt yourself. No, wait, I keep my old answer. You saw nothing. I didn't need to trust my gut. Yeah. So technically, yes, Charles would have more scars than any character in the story because he has been through some shit. And it also takes longer for him to heal than other people. I was like, wait, the sea goddess, it's probably true. Yeah, Darian's never lost his control, but also his magic isn't focused around like the manipulation of water, as much as it is around like the arcane and manipulating just the essence of magic. That's where, because his goddess is Atris, the god of the tide and the arcane. So I was being because he has been through my dating history. That is amazing. And yeah, Rafe, like I heard that was the gimme, is because I said like earlier, he's only been a vampire for a couple of years. He is in his late teens as well. Yeah. I can't actually remember how old Richard is, but he's really close to Kyra for reasons. Round 13. The gods' names were chosen before the plot existed. The ending is changed completely from the final draft. And I never wrote a single deleted chapter. There is a gimme in this one as well for people who were here at the beginning. I feel like I'm just like uncreative to really like I'm just not creative enough when I was doing this. False, true, true. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. True, true, false. I have New York stuck in my head, and I literally don't know why. It is the most random thing to have stuck in my head right now. Do 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 do. Ba da ba da 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 da. And true, true, false. Okay. So, the winner is... No, but New York has been stuck in my head all day too. That is creepy. I feel like this was an easy one. I've never deleted a second chapter. Considering I split the book into 3, changed the ending, and changed the basic plot structure of the first book entirely to make it have an actual ending, that was the lie. So, yes, there's a few of the gods I've known who they were since the beginning, because I've had there are plot points in the series that came from dreams. And then I already said that I've changed the ending quite a few times. I did think number 3 was too OP to be true. I wanted to gamble. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a good gamble, All right, let's do another round. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da. All right, chapter 14. Charles once dreamed of kissing Elizabeth before he even met her. Elizabeth once told Charles she didn't fear him, and they were in a relationship that never seemed anything but platonic. I can keep my commentary to this until we get answers, because there are things. False, true, true. Ooh, we have true, lie, true. Feel like Charlie's the guy who needs a few hints before he takes them. Oh, buddies. Hi. Can you come up? We have an archfey. The archfey has a presence. It's making her presence known. Hello, little bean. Hi, hi, hi. All right. True, false, true. Azza! We have love for Azza. That's a good girl, huh? Yep, she has now decided to lay down, like, right here. So she's now off camera. All right, let's reveal the lie with Oh God. Nope. Asa, sweet girl. Sweet girl. Sorry, we have a cat on the field, so she is touching the keyboard. There we go. Hello, baby. The lie is number 3. Because in previous drafts, like, I had wanted to lay in there was stuff going on between them that neither of them understood, but the way I had written it had made it seem like they were going to end up together. And like I said earlier in the stream, Elizabeth is not the relationship person, right? She is Ace. She is Arrow Ace, like, for the most part. But there is definitely some weird between the two of them, and she doesn't understand why, but their relationship is platonic. 100%. In previous drafts, she's like, yeah, I'm not afraid of you. But it was also like, I'm not afraid of you, and I don't know why. Right? Because there's very much weird between them. And yes, Charles has dreamt about kissing Elizabeth again for really strange and uncomfortable reasons. It's fine. Asa has just decided to lay down. She is being the cutest right now. And she is. Azzy is 100% the most adorable mascot. Because she's the Archfey. She's just a princess. She's like, Mom, stop petting me. I'm trying to sleep. All right. So we have 2 more rounds remaining. Oh, sounds like people are home. You stay here with me. Round 15. Oh, there she goes. Their relationship. Oh, wait. Did she? Yeah. Oh, did I do it again? Hold on. Hold that thought. Oh, no. Oh, I deleted this. I deleted the wrong one. No. I guess we're there's only one left. That's unfortunate. There was another slide, but I pushed the wrong button. So round 15. Oh, I knew I should have looked at this closer. Charles has blood on his hands that he'll never forgive himself for. Elizabeth still talks to her mother from time to time. And Darian never doubted his faith. Charles seems like the guy to torture himself like that. True, false, true. True, false. True, false. Oh, and I meant to say, it's actually not Charles who doesn't take the hint. Unfortunately, it was Alex. But Darian seems like a piece of shit and wouldn't doubt. Oh, boy. Okay. Well, we have our answers. Number 3 is the lie. He's a devout son of a bitch. No, wait, I'm thinking about Christopher. Yeah, no, Christopher 100% would never doubt him. Like, come on, he's a dick. But I was still right. It is true. Elizabeth does still talk to her mother from time to time. That is part of the first chapter. And yeah, no, Charles and guilt. I love you. Charles and guilt is a thing. Charles is my brooding dark boy. Okay, He has seen some shit. He has done some shit. Some of it's his responsibility. Some of it is not. But he takes all of it as his responsibility because reasons. Whoop! I thought of the wrong. I too thought about the wrong guy. My brain thought Darian and Christopher. You know, this game was lacking in Christopher. Maybe should have put him in there, but played up on aisle 12.
All right.
And 13. Oh, but that was two truths and a lie. Yeah. Gee, what a ruckus. Yeah, Shanna's just destroying things. It's fine. I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah. Oh, I thought it was Azza knocking stuff over to get your attention. I mean, to be fair, Sam could have easily been too. But no, they got home and Azza ran upstairs to go find out what was going on. Because, you know, cat. All right, let's remove that from the screen. I'll put this back. Now we won't. Will we? I don't know. Nah. We'll take that back off. Whew. That moment where it's like, yep, I did all my planned things except for the giveaways. It's fine. Also, I have a brownie now. And I'm like sitting here staring at it. Because brownie. Sour iced tea. Make my jaw hurt. So what should we do next? Because I said I wanted to stream for a while. I wish I had a brownie. Here, you can have mine. And look how tasty it is. Or looks anyway. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Move myself. I didn't mean to remove myself from stage. I really just meant to take myself off camera. It does look so tasty. We're gonna find out. Oh yeah, no, this is solid. Oh wait, I just said we were gonna do another round of Kiss, Marry, Kill, didn't I? Or so it was gonna be Vampire Edition. Thankless Barkin. Isn't it though? Like, tell me this is not the coolest fucking shirt on the damn planet. Okay? Like, low-key. Like, I'm this. I found this at Torrid. Like, I find all of my clothes because, hi, I'm a fluffy lady. And it was just like, it is the color of the book cover. Okay? It is meshy and gothy goodness. Like, this is the Incarnate Rise shirt. I have decided. You know, like, it's a thing. I am living for this shirt, and I wish I bought more than one. The shirt is giving Wispy Foggy Graveyard. 100%. Like something Kate Beckinsale from Underworld. Yes. Which, if you want a softball book pitch for what to kind of expect in Incarnate's Rise, think Underworld and Vampire Diaries had a baby with and stuff. Okay? Like, that's the softball pitch. Sorry, now I'm eating this brownie. I fucking shit. I'm not waiting. It's a very tasty brownie. Shannon bought me brownies. Like, there is a box that has brownies this size. And then there is another box that has the smaller ones in it. My husband understood the assignment. Which I appreciate. Though someone needs to explain to whoever makes brownies that hard chocolate chips and soft, chewy brownies hurts. So I'm like having the best experience of I'm eating a fucking brownie and trying not to eat glass. It's fine. No, I'm still good. This is fun, but I'm still not feeling 100%, so I'm going to go back and lie down. Have fun, oh my love. I hope you feel better. Thank you for dropping in. Yay. All right. Close this. And close. No, I'm going to actually keep this because I'm going to make a new one, I think, for the next giveaway. Sorry, I was lurking for a sec there to text a friend back. Hey, no, that's no problem at all. I have to go to the gym with a friend, so I got to dip soon. I had not committed to this gym buddy system. I would, if I had I not skipped to the gym buddy system, I would have skipped a day. I could do one of the book copy giveaways real quick before you go if you want. There it is. How do I use this thing again? Create a podcast. Streamer giveaway page. Choose live stream. Release day. Meeting her at the top of the hour. Okay, cool. We'll definitely do it before the top of the hour. We'll do it a little early. That way you have a chance to be a part of it. So I now have it pulled up on my other screen. Okay, just give me 1 second. Hey, look, cat. How? Alrighty. There we go. Much better. Because fun fact, I can't eat with these in. I mean, I could try, but it might not go well. All right. Well, go over here. Oh, hello, Ava. Thank you very much. Welcome to the live stream. We're going to do another round of KMF Character Edition because I said I was going to do a Vampire Edition with my boys. So how this works is I'm going to run a poll for each option. So for the F and the Mary and the Kill, and you're going to vote based on who these boilies are. So we have Darian's in the middle, Christopher's on the bottom, and Richard is on the top. And it is going to be Vampire Edition of KMF. We already did a few rounds before, and we're doing another one. Well, so we'll do this round, and then I will run the giveaway for a signed copy of Incarnate Rise. Do, 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 do. Let's see. Christopher, Richard, and Darian. Starple. Let's see who we got. Do do do. See who we got. Do do do. Okay. Ooh. Okay. I appreciate these results so far. Do 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 do. Ba, ba, ba. Do 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 do. Ba, ba, ba. Do 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 do. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, do 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 do. Okay. Give it another couple of seconds. So far, we have a tie. Oh, fuck. I forgot we also had to marry and get two of them. Oh, well. I'm sure it's fine. I wouldn't worry about it. Okay. We'll give it another few seconds. See if there's a tiebreaker. It's too bad. Oh. Oh, boy. Yeah, me too. So I didn't realize it was the new setup. Oops. All right. In 3, 2, 1. Richard gets the win. That boy's getting laid tonight. I mean, not really. Hey, I think didn't he die in one of the rounds? I can't remember. Not me screwing Darian alone. I mean, hey, he's got a magical library and a fire-breathing cat.
All that private space.
Oh yeah, 100%. All right, and marrying. New poll who dis. That's marriage material. I mean, so the choices so far is marrying between Darian and his magical library and fire-breathing cat, or Christopher, the king of all vampires and absolute psycho.
But immortality.
Hey, both of them have immortality. I mean, Christopher would be the one to offer, maybe. There are some caveats to that.
Depends on the kink you're into.
It depends on how useful you are. Already married Christopher once, never again. Oh, I love it. But I'll marry. It'd be like a mafia boss romance. Tell me who hurt you, kitten. So that's the story I'm spinning in my head. Oh, you know, yes, I will buy that. All right, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Poor Darian. All right, last one. And then we will do the second giveaway. Start poll. Darian, Richard. Wow. I'm like, wait, who was the last one? I know my own characters. I swear. All right, last one. So who's getting got? Love it. I love it so much. It's like y'all think such a thing is possible. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And in the poll, apparently Christopher no longer exists in AuthorTube. his one of his many variants has been taken out by a bunch of AuthorTubers on the internet. And I love that for me. Should we do the round of the rest of them? Because I mean, I feel like it's a little weighted. 2 werewolves, or a werewolf and 2 humans.
How about include the ladies?
I mean, I only have 2. Well, we could. No, I only have 2 on the board at present.
They're not part of the list of any of the polls you've done so far.
Yeah, they are. I did.
Wow, was gone.
Yeah, I did. I did an Elizabeth, Richard, Kyra, and it was. I think it was. Yeah, it was Screw Richard, marry Elizabeth, and kill Kyra. Which, I mean, fair, because let's face it, she's a kid. Yeah. Hey, that's my mafia husband you're talking to. Show some respect. Yeah. Yeah, he does have Mafia Don vibes.
Mafia husband is a thing.
It really is. Marry Charlie, fuck Lizzie, kill Kyra. Yeah. That's fair. Fine. Let's make it official. Let's make it official. Actually, we'll do this real fast. Elizabeth. I've already spelled her name wrong, but it's fine. There we go. Charles. I feel like this is just gonna end with Kyra being on the shot list again. But it's fine. I'm watching the time. Okay. Hot dang! Three-way tie. Somebody for everybody? Because there's, yeah. I feel like this is skewed, but we're going to go with it. So 3, 2, 1. Everybody is having a great day, apparently. Because we have a 3-way tie. So I feel like the game's broken. Oh. But that's fine. Yeah, since 3-way tie, let's see if I can figure out how to do the giveaway on StreamYard. All right. So let's see. What should the word be? Let's do come on. Let me so for this giveaway tool, if I understand how to do this right, whoever push the button, and if you type in the chat #rise capital R, you will be entered in the giveaway for a free signed copy of my book. Let's see if this works. Okay, cool. It does work. It does work. Yay. Feels weird. It's only 4 people watching. Well, one of them is me, and I think the other one is Shannon. So this is a giveaway of 2. Which I probably should have done this later, but or soon. Well, no, I did the Instagram sooner. Sparkling won the Instagram one. So yeah, if you hit #rise with a capital R in the chat, you'll be entered into the giveaway for a signed copy of Incarnate's Rise. What is the wheel called? The wheel I used for the other giveaway, because I'm using the StreamYard version right now, is called the Wheel of Names. I use the wheel for my book reading picker. So yeah. So if you are wanting to get a signed copy of your very own, type in #rise with a capital R in chat for your very own copy. I will give it another couple of minutes. Also, I'll put a comment in the chat too. If you would like to enter the giveaway for a signed copy of Incarnate. Oh my god, I can spell my own title. Type in hashtag. I'm going to put a space so it doesn't actually recognize my answer. Hopefully it doesn't record my answer. Good, it did not. All right. Well, this is such a silly giveaway. There's only 2. All right. Let me share screen. Stream the giveaway tool. There we go. Whoa, things just went wee. Okay, and button pushing. It's so goofy. Oh, maybe. Nope. That was so mean. Okie dokie. So, Nina, I will text you. Yeah, the StreamYard one's neat. Dang it, Nina. Congratulations. I will send message, and we will figure out how to get it to you. Yay! Whee! I'm back. I will do. There's gonna be another giveaway later in the stream. And we still have one more left. That was a roller coaster. The picture of the name's terrifying. Hello, Jessica. Welcome. Thank you. Yeah. One more later. We'll get rid of this. Choose live stream. Yeah. Ako Taco is now done all of my plans. But I want to keep streaming. I don't know what to do. It could be a Q&A portion. Oh God, I need to stop drinking this iced tea. Like every time I take a sip, it hurts like right back here. I don't know why. I don't like it. Got a dip. Happy release day again, Crystal. Thank you. I hope you have a good gym day. Yay. Catch you later. Yay. Whew. This is awkward. I wish I planned more things.
Oh, you did pretty good.
Yeah, I don't want to stop yet.
2.5 hours.
I know, but I don't want to stop yet.
Mm-hmm.
Still drinking the tea that hurts me. It's fine. I love you. I don't know why it hurts. I really don't. I don't know.
Lemon bite to it.
Yeah, there is a lemon bite to it. It's painful. Ha. I was like thinking we could do like a Q&A sort of deal. But like there's only
Why don't you read a little more?
I could do another reading.
The ebook goes all the way to chapter 1 as a demo, as a sample for your book already.
Okay.
So you might as well
I can read chapter 1 without it being okay.
That isn't already out there.
That's not a bad idea. Okay, I can do another reading. That works. See, this is why we have hubby as my assistant, because Lord knows I am a time on my own. God, how do I remember how long this is? I mean, not that it really matters. Yay, reading.
If it helps, why don't you use your website?
Huh?
Click on the link for your own book and view the Barnes and Noble chapter. That way you can read it from the screen, not the book.
But I have my book. Shouldn't author read from book? Okay, so
Ebook is a kind of book.
I am a paper girly. Okay, yes, there is an ebook version of my book. Yes, I read ebooks, but if I have an option to paperback, I'm gonna paperback. All right, so let's see if I do good on Stride. Okay, because the prologue was fine. So chapter 1, 5 years later. Did they actually? I have chapter titles in the book with some nice, pretty chapter art. So, Elizabeth Rainsen couldn't tell where her sketches left off and her nightmares began. Every time her pencil hit the page, her mind became lost in the imagery, as if she were dreaming again. She had come out to Aurora Gorge's massive canyon-cut forest to be by herself with her sketchbook, to draw things that weren't of her nightmares. Elizabeth started to draw the thick green trees and the endless roots that cut stone. She tried to sketch the endless river in the canyon below her. working up to the real reason for being there. But there was an itch in her mind that demanded to be scratched, and the forest around her fell away into a waking dream, being poured onto the page. She had pages and pages of the same scene. A magnificent castle stands against a siege below, the cliff that held it threatening to give way. Once towering spires of polished stone toppled to the city below. Thunder crashes around the castle. The endless torrential downpour battled with the constant raging inferno that sweeps through the surrounding city. Dark silhouetted wings beat above the cloud line, adding a hellish jets of flames to the chaos. Shadows clash against each other in a heated confrontation. Screams of death echoed around her as she, through another woman's eyes, pushes forward on heels of inky shadow that taunts her as she moves. A cavernous chamber of slick black stone spirals downward as she stalks ahead, urging her body forward, fatigue taking its toll. Haunting lanterns containing unnatural blue flames sputter to life as she approaches the center of the chamber. They welcome her. Their icy blue light chills her to the bone, casting the warmth of reality away. Moisture radiates from the swirling pool that rims the cavern, clinging to her skin. Laughter grows louder, bounces around her inner skull. It dares her to move forward. Shadows writhe along the walls. The monster stalks her as much as she stalks it. The blade she carries is heavy, and it scrapes along the stone much like nails on a blackboard. She brings the sword in front of her and swings forward madly, but the monster is faster. And she feels the blow before she sees it. A jagged point of a dagger protrudes from her chest, not once, but over and over again, too fast for her to even react. She garbles and gasps, wobbling on her feet. The shadow rounds to face her, and this time it's a large metal spear is driven through her chest with enough force to rip her spine in half, sending her to the ground, impaling her in the stone. Her blood oozes from the wound, and her eyes dull, and her sword clatters to the ground. Eternity passes before her body allows itself to die. It forces her to endure the slow agony of it all. Lit lanterns die with her, leaving the cold chamber a cold tomb once more. Her tomb. It felt like she was living a memory that never happened. The muscles in Elizabeth's back twinged from being hunched over for so long. She stretched and straightened to try to release the pressure, but it sat just under her skin in the middle of her spine. Her fingers probed at her back, searching for a scrape or a bruise or warmth, something to explain why it burned, but found nothing. She was fine. She was always fine, chalking it up to being in one position for too long. Elizabeth gazed at the pages that she had madly been sketching. She flipped through them, finding a woman's face, staring back at her with piercing blue eyes, pale skin, and dark hair. She didn't remember drawing the portrait, but it was there, watching her as if it had life to it. The last thing she knew, she was drawing trees the few feet away from her as a warm-up. That wasn't all. Seeing scattered colored pencils around her unnerved her. The last time she checked, they were still in her bag, not dumped out in front of her. Quickly, she brushed off each one and stuffed them back in her case, and then back into her bag. It wasn't the first time this sort of thing happened, and it wouldn't be the last. Cold sweat seeped into her tank top, and her breath heaved. It was like she had run a marathon without moving an inch. Madly, she began flipping through the pages she had drawn, trying to find the find the one she was planning to draw after the landscape. Dead bodies and dark caves covered page after page since she was a child. She drew dragons, she drew wolves, monsters made of pure shadow. The idea came from one of her many therapists sent to her growing up. If she could draw her dreams, then she could get them out of her head, make them real, and deal with the trauma that spawned them. Problem is, there was no trauma. Her childhood was free from harm. Not unless you count the one time that idiot Richard from high school had attempted to cop a feel. But she solved that problem with a swift punch in the face. No. She always had strange, vivid dreams. Sometimes they were cool. She got to fly on the backs of dragons or run with packs of wolves. Eventually, she just stopped talking about her dreams, though she sketched them all down. Even the ones where her dream self was in bed with men and women alike. Sometimes a mixture of the two at the same time. Now those confused her. She didn't want a relationship of any kind, and she certainly didn't want to share anyone's bed. Why her brain created the fantasy was beyond her. But the worst were the nightmares. The worst nightmares were the ones she got to witness her own death over and over. She hated those most of all, and they were the most common. A thick layer of icy dread sat on her shoulders, weighing her down. Drawing helped lessen the pressure, but it never left her. This time, she drew 5 pages in a mad flurry, and on the 6th, she found the outline of the shape that she was supposed to be her mother, but nothing more than that. She had set the pen in the fold of her sketchbook and tried to rub the goosebumps from her skin. Yeah. How could it get so cold and be so muggy at the same time? She looked up at the sky through the opening of the canopies she'd sat under, trying to gauge how much time she lost. It was barely dawn when she arrived at her favorite spot at the edge of the gorge, and she sighed and checked her watch. It was almost noon. 6 hours! New record, she huffed to herself. Delighted laughter rang out the beach below her. A faint smile cut through her discomfort with just a hint of jealousy. At least the picnicking family below her was having fun. Elizabeth took a few deep breaths, allowing the scents of water, tree, and earth flow into her. She dug her feet into the dirt, allowing the soft undergrowth and damp ground to cover her shoes. She grounded herself, picturing strong, twisting roots sprouting from her feet, anchoring her into place. Another trick she got from therapy. Aurora Gorge felt like an alien world just outside of the small town of Aurora, Ontario. Trees grew tall and green and plentiful, and their roots sundering sturdy stones, leaving them exposed. Cliffs like the one she sat on plunged into the river on an occasional sandy beach, leaving walls of smooth white stone. It didn't feel like there was a city just outside the park's boundaries. The gorge felt wild and untamed. She loved it here. She went through her breathing exercises, and Hank, her golden retriever and faithful hiking companion, pushed his fluffy body against her legs. He looked at her with his big sad eyes, worried. Elizabeth tousled his thick golden furred head. Good boy, I'm okay. She gave him a couple more scratches behind the ear. Elizabeth had intended to come up to the gorge completely by herself, but her loving sister, Kyra, pawned the dog walking onto her, since she was behind on homework she needed to finish before graduation to get her diploma. As annoyed as Elizabeth had been over breakfast, she was grateful to have him now. She set her sketchbook down at her feet, pages up, and fiddled with the ring on her index finger, a white gold band with an amethyst set into the center of a pentacle. It was a little gothic for her taste, but it reminded her of her ring's previous owner, her mother. A lawyer gave her ring and one just like it to her sister Kyra 5 years ago, supposedly left to both of them in a will Elizabeth never heard of. The will had stipulated that they were never supposed to take it off, and though for the first few months Elizabeth considered tossing hers into the river. She didn't want a ring, or money, or even the damn house. She wanted her parents to not be dead. Sadly, Elizabeth couldn't have what she wanted: the cute apartment in the big city, the museum job, her parents alive. None of that. What she got was a ring and the responsibility of raising her teenage sister. She gave her head a shake. Her intrusive thoughts wormed their way in. She hated how easy it was to resent her sister. Elizabeth loved Kyra and would do anything to make her sister happy, including moving back home and getting her shitty server job at the local diner. They were all each other had, at least for now. They were all each other had now. Okay, let's try this again, she said to Hank, who cocked his head to the side. She let out a deep breath and returned to her sketchbook. She warmed up with a new mission to get this art project done. Flipping to one page and then another, she began sketching her mother's face from memory. It wasn't long before a tear rolled down her cheek. It had been 5 years since she had lost her parents in the car accident, and for 5 years she didn't allow herself to feel its grief. She was like the defiant tree that tore through the rocks, solid. It was more important for her to be here for her sister. Kyra was a lot closer to her parents than Elizabeth was. Elizabeth always had one foot out the door. That didn't mean it didn't hurt, and but she would move on. Today was going to be the day. Alone in the wilds of Aurora Gorge, she would move on. No one could hear her cry, her scream, whatever knots in her stomach forced her to do. At least, no one who mattered. No one she knew. At least Kyra wouldn't see it. It was just her and Hank and the strangers that played in the river below her. The pencil threatened to buckle in her tightened grip as lead twitched along the page, marking over the face she had started to plan out. She couldn't do it. The genuine memory of her mother wouldn't allow it. And all at once the floodgate opened. Her breath heaved as she fought to bury everything down again. Why couldn't she draw her mother's face? She couldn't picture it in any way she wanted to. If drawing was supposed to help her deal, then why couldn't she? She could draw monsters. She could draw death. She could draw fantastical things, but not her mother. Maybe she wasn't ready after all, and it made her angry. She tore the page and crumpled it into a ball and shoved it in her bag. Every time she tried to draw the face she remembered, a pale, dismembered, restitched face haunted her thoughts. That was why. Elizabeth had to identify the bodies, and her hands trembled as the sheets pulled it back. Mauled, disfigured faces burned into her memory for all eternity, and no matter how many times she tried, that was the face she would always remember. And that's why she couldn't draw anything different. Hank put his paws on her lap, and her arm flew around his neck. She buried her face into his fur, and the sketchbook squished between them. Somewhere off in the distance, a twig snapped. Hank stood up, looked around, his nose in the air. Tear-burned eyes darted around her as she hurried to brush them dry. There was no one around. Below her, she could hear the scattering of people and the splash of water. She scolded herself for being startled by what was probably a squirrel. She looked at her book again and flipped back to an assortment of smaller character drawings, preferring those to her mother's face. Maybe she could add more detail to the werewolf character, she chuckled to herself as she thought, distracting her quickly to tiring mind. Maybe she could write a graphic novel. She shook her head, resigning herself to the idea that her art was going to be for her and her alone. Another snap. This time closer. It sent her to her feet, sending her sketchbook falling from her lap to the edge of the cliff. Shit. The book teetered on the edge, and a large arm shot in front of her and snatched up the book before it went over. Hello, Azza. With a sigh of relief, she took a step back from the man that had scared the hell out of her. He was built like a tank, with honey skin and chestnut-colored hair and deep, almost navy blue eyes. I am sorry I startled you. He turned his attention to the book in his hand. Elizabeth froze. Give it back, give it back. She couldn't make the words come out of her mouth. Her muscles tightened as she braced herself for the conversation she knew was coming. No one liked her sketches. They were too morbid, too gruesome. It didn't matter that they were the dreams she had. In fact, that made the drawings worse for outsiders. Hell, her current therapist wasn't a fan of them either. These are really good. His expression was unreadable, aside from the slight bounce of his head. Can I have my book back, please? She held her hand out for her property, and Hank let out a couple of unsure barks. The stranger gave his head a shake and handed the book back. Sorry, that was rude. These are some pretty wild pages. Where'd you get the idea for these? He looked back and forth from the book with a puzzled expression. I don't know. Movies, TV, my brain. She said as with a shrug as she stuffed the art supplies back into her bag. The stranger seemed to make note of her answer and then blinked a few times and ran his hand through his hair. This feels really awkward, and I feel like it's my fault. I'm Charles. Hank took the man introducing himself as an opportunity to get acquainted and trotted toward Charles, sniffing him before letting out a few joyful barks. At least Hank approved. Elizabeth wasn't so sure. Elizabeth. She eyed Hank when his nose went straight into Charles's crotch. Personal space, Hank. She laughed as she reached to pull him back. He has boundary issues. Oh, it's all good. Charles squatted down to Hank's level and scratched around his ears and his face. Hank's fluffy tail beat the ground in response. Leave it to Hank to make instant friends with whoever who gave him attention. So what are you doing up here? She couldn't help but ask. Not that really mattered. It was just rare for people to see someone this far off the trail. Charles stood, adjusted the straps on his backpack, as Hank went back to Elizabeth's side. He ran his hand through his hair again, a confused scowl still glued to his face. Well, I was going for a run. He paused and looked around the endless forest around him, and I may have gotten lost. You're new to the gorge then, aren't you? She couldn't help but laugh. The gorge was tourist-friendly with trails, rest stations, and designated areas. Off the trails, you were asking for trouble. Yeah, it's only my second or third time up here. I've been sticking to the trails mostly. I just kind of zoned out today. He shifted his weight from one foot to another, a sheepish smile crossing his face. He reminded her of Hank whenever he knew he was in trouble. I take it you're from around here? Guilty. I'm a townie. She grabbed her bag and slung it over her shoulder. I'm actually heading out. I can get you back to the trail. Oh, that would be great. Thank you so much. Aurora Gorge pro tip, grab a map from the gift shop entrance. Even if you get off the trail, it kind of helps. She said as she stepped ahead of him and started in the trail's direction. She gave a whistle. Come on, Hank. Trail. Hank let out a bark and rushed forward, keeping in front of them, not too far to get lost. Elizabeth wasn't worried about leashing her dog until they got to the trail. I hope it also helps to have a trained guide. She nodded at her prancing puppy. Elizabeth kept glancing through her peripheral vision at Charles, occasionally catching him watching her in return. She made a mental uh, note for how fast it took her to swing the backpack over her shoulder and grab her pepper spray that lived in one of the outside pockets. She felt comfortable around him, and it was that comfort that made her nervous. Charles seemed like to have a natural calming presence about him, but Elizabeth knew better to trust that feeling. It didn't take long for them to reach the dirt path that made up the hiking trails. Hank stopped off to the side and plopped his butt down, waiting for the humans to catch up. Elizabeth gave him a pat and hooked the leash to his collar, giving him a treat before continuing her pace. If you follow us, this path will lead you right to the parking lot. Oh, might as well. I do need that map after all. This way then, she said with a nod. They walked in silence for minutes, laughing as Hank proudly led the humans along the trail. Do you do anything aside from rescuing new hikers in the forest? Charles asked. Elizabeth tensed uncomfortably. She did not enjoy strangers and small talk. I have a crap job at a diner. It's a 70s style soda place with chrome everywhere, and the food's kind of average, but it pays the bills, she said flippantly, cursing herself immediately for telling some random guy where she worked. It wasn't like there were many other themed diners in town. She gave her head a subtle shake and before turning it back on him. So what about you? Well, I'm a carpenter by trade, and I'm currently renovating the old manor on Kaufman Street. How about time someone took care of that old dump? It was reaching eyesore levels of ugly. Kaufman Manor was one of those old houses people would walk by, and you would just know that it was haunted. Elizabeth's parents knew the most recent owner, whose family lived there for generations up until the last one died and the place started falling apart. Well, when I'm done with it, it'll be like new. Or how it originally looked. I love old houses. Obviously, I'll make a few modifications, whole new wiring, appliances, but mostly she will be back to her old glory days. That sounds like a task and a half, Elizabeth said with a skeptical glance. Oh, definitely, he agreed. But it's what I do. I restore and flip old houses. So someone bought the old manor? Elizabeth asked, unable to help her curiosity, but Charles shook his head. I did. I'll sell it when it's done. Maybe. I can't wait to see it when it's done, Elizabeth said. Charles quirked an eyebrow. There was a strange seriousness in his expression that Elizabeth couldn't figure out, but a smoldering, warm smile replaced it quickly. Elizabeth gave an embarrassed smile. It's on my way to work. There wasn't much town between her place and the manor. Once again, she highlighted where this guy could find her. What if he was a killer? This guy moves into town and fixes up the old Kaufman place? Nah, he couldn't be a killer, though. Something inside her insisted that he was harmless. Another thing she didn't understand. Ah, gotcha, he nodded. Elizabeth turned her attention to the trail, thankful the set of stairs that led down to the gorge and into the parking lot was quickly coming into view. Charles noticed it too and let out an audible sigh of relief. I know where we are now, he said happily as he allowed her to take the lead down the steps. A completely full parking lot greeted them as they descended. Hank trotted down the stairs and pulled a little as soon as the car came into view, just as happy as Elizabeth to get out of the sun. She was comfortable under the endless canopy of trees, but the open trail let in just enough sunlight to make her feel too warm. It was worth it to get a bit more color on her pale skin. She could do without the sticky grossness that clung to her, though. Beside her slightly too old car was an even older, beat-up blue pickup truck that wasn't there before. This is me, she nodded to her car. It was nice to meet you. She pointed across the parking lot entrance where a small square shack of a building, sat just off to the side. The words information and gift shop stuck out of the sign in front. Don't forget the map. Charles tossed his backpack into the bed of the truck. Right, I should grab that. Thank you. Have a good one. He said and quickly jogged toward the gift shop. Elizabeth got Hank settled in the back seat, then threw herself behind the wheel, tossing her bag onto the seat beside her. He was a little weird, don't you think? She looked at Hank through the rearview mirror and the poop as he plopped into the seat with his head in his paws. My poor poop puffers. Have to give myself a tongue twister. Poor pooped puppers. She turned on the radio as her car hummed to life. Her favorite indie rock band, Bards of Winter, vibrated through the speakers. She pulled out her old school prepaid silver phone from her pocket and sent a message to her sister, and saw a message from her sister, scolding herself for being late. She tossed her phone into the cup holder beside her. Crap. She looked over her shoulder and pulled out of the lot. We forgot about lunch again. She glanced at the gift shop as she drove out onto the road, and through the window she could see Charles reading the map, though she could have sworn he was staring right at her. And that's chapter 1. What I do? Oh my god, hi! I'm just gonna be lurking in the background while I make dinner, hopefully joining properly in like an hour if you're still around. I mean, I plan on still being around. I think. I hope. I'm tired. But now I have caffeine because Shannon gave me his Pepsi instead of, the tea that was hurting me. LOL, my dog has boundary issues. Dude, especially like Goldies. Like my grandmother had a Goldie who had severe boundary issues. He wanted to be everybody's best friend. Everybody. And yeah, so that was chapter 1. Woo! Loved it. Yay! Yeah. Oh. I think that was actually longer than the prologue. That was a lot of fun. Originally, that scene, it was a lot longer. I actually reference it where in the original draft, the first chapter had started at breakfast with Kyra and Elizabeth, and they were going through breakfast, and like she was like, hey, yeah, I have homework, and I can't walk the dog. And so then Elizabeth went on this hike, and instead of a gorge, it was actually this big, like, hilly landscape, no trees, sun-baked. There was lunch, and it was all at a picnic and stuff like that. But then I decided to kind of pull it down and bring it to, like, I wanted a bit more wildlife, and yeah. And it actually had this scene where you actually see Kyra go to this like community center, and she meets Richard for the first time. But I decided that it dragged the plot a bit, so I cut it. My dog will either go break your knees or take out your crotch. Both are meant affectionately. I love that. I have a question. How long are the chapters on average? They don't have to be exact, just vibe-wise. I think they range between like 2 to 5 pages, give or take. I mean, I tried to range most pages for like 1,000 words. Or 1,000 to 3,000, I think was where I tried to keep them. there are some chapters, not many, that go much longer than that, but I don't think there's any chapters that drop below 1,000. Yeah. I'm actually kind of curious what the longest chapter is. I have to look. How would I be able to figure that out? I don't actually know, because like Scrivener one's not updated, so I can't really look on Scrivener. I could look on Atticus. No, I don't think I can. Yeah, I have no. My brain's like, I'm actually really curious. I don't think I can figure it out. That makes me very sad. So, yeah. This is that is the average for chapter length I like. I'm good with longer ones, but when every single chapter is 6K, or even more, my ADHD cannot handle it. I mean, I feel like that's fair. I'm actually curious. I'm like, it's not going to be the most accurate because it's Scrivener, which is at least 2 drafts old. But now I'm curious. So I'm going to go look. Because I feel like I at least have one 8K chapter. Or not at least. I feel like I have one 8K chapter. So I'm going to pull it up. We'll get rid of the old one. Get rid of the old one. Oh, that's book 2. So I need this one. All right. Let's do... So that's 3. That's 2. That's 2. 2. Okay, that one is 4. So chapter 5 is 4. Chapter 6 is 8. But chapter 6 was split into 3 chapters in the most recent draft. So I think that's like 2 each, give or take. 3, 4, 9, which is another one or 6, which is another one I split up. 2, 1, 4, which I think is one I've shortened. 1, 2, 2, 2, 5, which I think is another one I cut parts of. 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1. All right, so yeah, it looks like actually I think the highest chapter is probably around 4K, considering I've done splits and things. Yeah, so I don't think I have a chapter over 4K, and I have about 40, close to 40 chapters. How many chapters do I have? I'm like, wait, what are words? 37. I have 37 chapters. Yes, Scrivener, I know I closed you. Go away. Put it back. Stay. Wow. Yeah, because in one of the most recent, one of the edits, I think there's 2 different instances where one chapter became 3 chapters, which is really fun because I actually got to add a little bit more to it. And Kyra actually gets a little bit more screen time, quote unquote screen time. Sorry, I didn't mean to pull that up again. Whew. I mean, I write very short chapters usually, at least in the first draft. But like 1 to 4K, that's what I like. Yay! That means you won't think that, hopefully, you won't think the chapters stayed as welcome. I mean, overstayed their welcome. I mean, I think they're tightened. and stuff. The problem is I'm such an overwriter that I like going along and doing the do, and I keep being told like, oh, chapters just need to be as long as they need to be. But I understand. That was one of the lessons from book 1. 8K too long. 8K too long cut down, please. So, yeah. Actually, just so I don't forget. I mean, not that I think I'm going to, mind you. Wait, what's going on? Hold on 1 second. Sorry, I have to check something out real quick. Not that one. Oh, crap. Come on. Recent orders. Okay. Sorry, I have a delivery that might be coming today. I think.
We'll get it. Continue.
Yeah, no, I'm continuing. I just wanted to make sure so I could tell you. But I'm not seeing any information that's actually on its way. I'm such an underwriter. My first drafts have been like 25 to 50K, even the fantasy stuff. Whoops! One day I will edit and I will actually fix the underwritten draft. I mean, that's half of the point is fixing it in post when you're ready, right? Like I do have moments where it was like future me problem in brackets. Okay, no, we're fine. Everything's fine. Scheduled for okay, so it's scheduled for tomorrow. We're good. Sorry. I just got a text message where it was like, yeah, help your driver find you by confirming your location. And I'm just like, oh shit. We're fine. It's scheduled for tomorrow. See, this is why I don't buy stuff until like, I know I'm not going to be live for a couple of days. Oh, anywho. Like you should see book 2's draft right now. I know we're here to talk about book 1, but let's face it, we're here for the series. Future Nina has a lot of problems. I mean, I understand that vibe so much. So very, very, very much. But yeah, no, there's a couple of moments where I've just like I have my outline for book 1 that is basically just a Canva whiteboard with like a blackboard background, and I've split it into 3 acts. Some of the notes are thing that has to happen. Don't know what that thing is yet. Book two is a struggle, which and book 1, I feel like book 1 was solid, and then just had to have its like 3rd act change, where book 2 is like the first act has ideas, plans, plots, and possibly even schemes. I'm gonna get rid of Nope, I have all this stuff. I'm like, do I need to get rid of scenes? You should see my StreamYard right now. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different things to share. Oh no, and now my Wi-Fi is being jerky. Or StreamYard's being jerky. I mean, at least it hasn't kicked us off. I thought that it was only going to let me stream for like 2 hours, and then it was going to boot my butt, which is why this is like the only stream that I'm doing on StreamYard this month, because I was afraid it was going to bork. But yeah. I'm trying to think of things, but my brain is made of soup. But I want to keep going. I really should have made this like later in the day. I next time for book 2's book release, I think I'm gonna do a live like after supper, do like a late night live. Which I mean, we'll take away the European audience, but like, you know, I was lurking again. Sorry, you don't have to apologize for lurking, Nina. You're adorable.
I mean, your morning was a good turnout.
Oh yeah, no, morning was great. This is just the afternoon lull.
Yeah.
But
near.
Yeah, it'll pick back up. You know, just like I kind of wish I made more two truths and a lie or something. Activitas, yeah. It's my first attempt at like a party. Tis fine. What's going on here?
How about showing off your art designs for the tattoo?
The clan symbol stuff?
Yes.
I mean, she doesn't come up in the book. But I could, I suppose. I mean, for
Do you
me,
have the original?
You mean like the pentacle one? Yeah.
No, I mean, do you have what is on her right now in book 1?
Yes, I do. I show that off. I can show that off. But I mean, for me, it's 6:30 p.m. I'm starting to get the evening low, but I'm still fine. The amount of times that I'm tired at 6:30 in the evening, and it's like I can't go to bed yet. Like 6:30 is way too early to go to bed. But I'm also like, I am falling asleep. All right, okay. Show it. All right, let me find it. Let's see. Should be in the Godsborn cover, in the Godsborn file. Right. I'll open the new image or the finished image, which it looks like I have multiple of, which is really funny. And then the one that's on Elizabeth's shoulder. Did it open too? It did. Cool. And then we go over here. Elizabeth's Godsmark isn't detailed in the book. Something I'm hoping to add in book 2. It is actually it's talked about in the book, the original one, and then it is talked in an image during Lineage, where the full one is detailed, and it's in her sketchbook, and so it's in there. So first things first. Oh, I have to turn off the original share screen. Stop screen. There we go. All right. And then share screen again. Window. So this is what's on Elizabeth's shoulder. Whee. But over here. It is said in the book to look more like an off-colored series of like it's like raised skin as like a birthmark or a light brand.
Drag the window down a little bit.
Oh, the window down? Okay. No, me dragging it's not going to change it. So I can do that. That's the best I can do.
Okay, that's fine.
I love that. Yeah. So it's chains looping in directions that lead nowhere. A coil massive chain that is just more close to a raised series of off-colored skin like a birthmark. That is what is on her shoulder in the first book. And then she finds out stop sharing that one. Whoops. I already invited guest. Blep. Window. This one. This one is a hodgepodge of a lot of things. This is what is known as the... I think it's bigger. There we go. That didn't really do too much. But this is what is known as the Godsborn mark, or the God's mark, where it is a series of clan symbols from the 3 vampire clans plus an extra, all bound together in a massive chains locked to bind the thing in the center. And the reason why Shanna was talking about it as a tattoo is that is what was on Alexandra's skin at the end of the prequel. And each of those symbols, every vampire in the vampire clans, so the one on the right, top, middle, and center, have a variation of that symbol marked on them to identify them as who they are. The leafy one, not such symbol. I had this brilliant idea at one point to like see if I could figure out how to make like temporary tattoos based for each of the clans. And that may happen someday. That may be like a culmination of the main series problem or something. I don't know. I want to do it. I don't know how to. But yeah. This is art with only quarter of the context. Because if I context too much, we are going to be in spoiler territory. And spoiler territory is my favorite place to not be. I love it. Quarter of the context is context enough. Yay! Honestly, this thing, let me pull up what it used to look like. Because, like, the amount of what it used to be of it all. I thought I did save it somewhere, didn't I? No, not in that one. So now I get to, like, look through things. No, those are just... I have too many files. I have too many files. So there's the rough. Well, let me minimize that so I can still see the chat. Because we want to still be able to see the chat. Wait, why are we in videos? I clicked on pictures, I swear. So, stop sharing that real quick. Ba-dum, ba, ba-da-da-da-dum. Boom. here somewhere. There it is. I found it. So there's that one. And then go back up to that one. Okay. So the evolution of the darn thing. Because we love behind the scenes shit here. So this is what it started as, like the big thing. So this one here was supposed to be what was on Elizabeth's skin, and then this was the completed mark, and then these were the separate clan symbols. That was like all the way back when it used to be called the Shattered Star, which was back during that first nano. And then close. Whee! I wanted something a bit more mythical fantasy, sort of like Celtic knotwork. So I ended up finding something like this, and was going to like color in the symbols and make it a bit more like chain-y. And I couldn't get it to work to save its life, which is where we ended up getting to the chains with the looping, because I just ended up having fun off Procreate, which led to the actual finished art. So the amount of times I redrew and redid this, and then had to go back and re-describe it in the book, to then redraw it, to then re-describe it back in the book. It got to the point where I actually was roasted on, I think it was Zara's live. I think it was Zara's live, that the amount of times I had changed the image, it was starting to become a wonder if I ever got the book done. So it was like I needed to like commit to what the symbol looked like, or the book was never going to be done. Because I just had kept going back. I'm like, yep, I'm editing the symbol again. Yep, I'm editing the symbol again. And it was like, wait, so are you ever going to actually finish the book? And here we are. She done. So, yeah. It's been a long, chaotic road while we're here. Let's see. So I showed all these, so these can close now. So I have so many tabs open. All right, don't be doing. I love the evolution. Sometimes there's just one thing that won't feel right, and it's a pain, but you got there. Yeah, no, I struggled so hard. So it's like this symbol, especially like the one that I finished with the chains and the one that's in color. It's like this is such a big deal to the series. Like it is the foundation that this is built. That if I do not describe this right, I am going to have multiple panic attacks. And it's gonna be fine. So, yeah. Boop. That'll be my reminder for that. Hello and welcome. So this book is it is vampires and magic and werewolves and a woman who is thrown into a destiny that might not even be hers. That's the slow ball pitch. Actually, you know what? That's another thing I haven't read yet. Actually, read the back of the book. So, a party to die for. When Elizabeth Rainsen runs into a potential new friend and a definite old enemy on the same day, her life is thrown into chaos. She agrees to attend Richard Henry's party in hopes that she can finally get him off her back, only to be attacked and left for dead. It's only with the help of a new-to-town Charles Storm that she is saved. But the consequences have left her plunged into a world of blood, gods, magic, and a destiny that isn't her own. A century's conflict is reborn, and Elizabeth has to learn how to balance her new life as a vampire with her already rocky relationship with her sister Kyra. Only time is not on her side, as she finds out that she is the key to stopping a suffocating darkness from destroying everything or letting it loose entirely. Yeah. Sorry. Tis a paranormal, let's see if I can do it in order. A secret lineage paranormal fantasy novel. Obviously, because that's why we're here. Yeah. Ooh. I can't wait to have it on my bestie shelf, which is currently chaos, but still. I can't wait to be on people's shelves. The fact that this has happened is like brain melting, honestly. Because, like, I mean, to be fair, I knew this was going to happen. Like, I was dead set on getting that thing published. But even like this morning, I woke up going, wait, it came out today? What? Like, it doesn't feel real, and it's going to be on people's shelves, and people are going to read it and stuff and things. It's just, yeah. I had a thought and it left me. I hate when that happens. Very much on brand for me. Have thought, loose thought, will travel. I'm trying to think about what else I can talk about that isn't going to be super spoiler heavy. Isn't super spoiler heavy. Thought about doing another. I'm like, I can't do any more readings. There's only so much is available on the sneaky looking side. But then again, also, it's like, it's mentioned in the back of the book that Elizabeth goes to a party. But I'm not. I am the struggle busting is real right now. Whew. I think maybe I should just wrap it up, because I am like,
You did good.
I'm starting to fade.
You extended it by an hour and 15. You did good.
I did the thing. We did good. So I'll probably do, because I still have one more book to give away. So might do another Instagram giveaway. Possibly, maybe. Yeah. I think that might be what we do. Oh, yeah. My throat's starting to go. I think that's the tell. So yeah, no, thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out and vibing. Yeah, do what feels right. You've been doing great this stream. I also love the reading. I appreciate you. I think your throat is telling you to shut up affectionately. Yeah, no, we're gonna wrap it up. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna be live again on Saturday. We're gonna do Right With Me productivity goodness. Where we chat, we vibe, we get some work done. I will be working on book 2, because now that book 1 is officially released and all the marketing stuff is done. I mean, it's not done. I'm gonna be marketing for like the rest of my freaking life. But for now, I can actually start focusing on book 2, which is great. I do have a newsletter down below. If you want to see cutting room floor content, pictures of Azurite, and general writing updates, subscribe to the newsletter. It's once a month ish. Yesterday went out one last night, because cheekily the book was actually available last night at like 8 p.m. my time, which was cool. I will reach out to the winners for addresses and hopeful expectations as to when they will receive their books. There is still one more book to give away. I will do later TM. I'm still going to decide when / where / how. So that'll happen. If you want something a little bit different, I will be streaming on Monday, which is going to be a gaming live stream where I play a cozy, dark farming sim by the name of Grimshire, where you're a cute little animal on this island farming to help this little tiny community survive. And yeah, this thing is out now. If you can have it, one of your very own. It's available on Amazon for sure. Barnes and Noble, Bookpedia. There are going to be more places to buy the book rolling out within the next couple weeks, because Drop to Digital said it was going to be like 1 to 2 or 1 to 4 weeks for the paperback options, and it's only been like 2. So if you're not a fan of Amazon, you want to wait, there will be more options, or you could just buy it on Amazon because it's available now. Finally, it's a thing. So I think we should sign off with the book trailer again, because the book trailer is just super fun. And bye, Nina. Bye, everybody. We'll see you guys in the next reel, stream, video, wherever it is you find me next.